you're black from any other country, you're doing way better. If you're an American black person, then you're a lazy piece of.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Oakland County, Michigan, which is like Detroit area Judge Kathleen Ryan getting thrown off the bench because of some racist comments that she made. Now, I've not heard all the comments, but from what I heard, I've heard this before, not just from the white man, but from a lot of people. Oh, you black Americans, you guys are lazy. The Africans, they do more. I've heard these things already. And I'm not going to give my opinion one way or the other quite yet. We got to hear the comments. We got to get to the video. So let's just jump straight into it. Let's not waste too much time. And of course, I will link to this entire video and articles and everything in the description box. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We begin tonight with a judge who makes life-altering decisions for families and those with disabilities, now accused of making racist comments and using shocking, derogatory language. Thank you for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Mike Duffy. 7 investigator Heather Catallo joins us now with more about why an Oakland County probate judge has been removed from her docket. Heather?
Mike, a high-ranking probate court official says he's been recording Judge Kathleen Ryan's statements for years. Even though probate court administrator Edward Hutton says he's been harassed by Judge Ryan, he says he does not want this to be about him. Hutton.
Now let's pause. Anybody that's from this area, Oakland County, Detroit, whatever, Michigan, have you been in front of Judge Kathleen Ryan? Did you get your boot smoked? Was she racist towards you? Did you get an unfair sentence? I want to hear from those who may have been affected by this woman. Okay, because she could be a racist by what she says, but what about her actions on the bench? Do they match up?
Hutton says he's coming forward now because he wants to protect the people who have to face Judge Ryan in the courtroom.
The Honorable Kathleen A. Ryan presiding.
Good morning. You may be seated.
After more than 13 years on the bench, Oakland County Chief Probate Pro Tem Judge Kathleen Ryan is out of her courtroom. Chief Probate Judge Linda Hallmark removed Judge Ryan from her docket last week, announcing that a complaint about internal allegations of unprofessional conduct was sent to the Judicial Tenure Commission. Judge Ryan was arrested in 2021 for domestic violence.
Whoa, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let's read some of this because they like to flash up articles and not read it. But let's read some of this right here. Oakland County's chief probate judge facing domestic assault charges. Oakland County's chief probate judge facing domestic assault. Oakland County Prosecutor's Office confirms. We're told Honorable Kathleen Ann Ryan was arrested and charged with 1 count of domestic assault and battery for the alleged assault of her boyfriend Wednesday evening. Okay, so beating up your boyfriend and you got arrested in 2021. You weren't a spring chicken. You're pretty up there in age. So what's going on? The racist comments, beating up your boyfriend. Is this indicative of your behavior and how you act on the bench toward those who are in front of you? I'm still trying to figure that out, but I digress.
But those charges were later dismissed. And now she's back in the headlines.
Well, if you're black from any other country, you're doing way better. If you're an American black person, then you're a lazy piece of.
Now, I want to address this piece just before we go any further, because I've heard this same thing from Africans and everybody else. Like they say, okay, the Nigerians come over here and they do better than the black Americans. That's kind of an unfair thing because does the average American have enough money to fly to Nigeria? You're talking about 2 bands. Like that's not a little bit of money. And then to come over here and start things, you got to already be somebody in your country of origin to come over here and do something. Typically, that's how that works. So it's kind of an unfair comparison. But I do understand the sentiment. I understand the sentiment of being here in America and refusing to work. But let's compare apples to apples, not the best of the best from a foreign country to regular normies in America.
Way better. If you're an American black person, then you're a lazy piece of.
The 7 investigators have obtained the recordings that county officials say prompted Judge Ryan's removal.
Oh, he's just I have no use for him.
She's made it a living hell in the past 6 years. I mean, it's been terrible. It's cost me relationships. I think it's affected my health. Can't sleep.
Attorney Edward Hutton is the Oakland County Probate Court Administrator. He's in charge of running everything that's not under the judge's purview inside one of the state's largest probate courts. Hutton alleges Judge Ryan has been calling him both during work and after hours for years. And Hutton says during those hours and hours of calls, Judge Ryan said highly inappropriate things.
Why did you start recording the calls?
I just felt like it wasn't going to change. Nothing's manipulated in it. It's conversations that I was a part of, and I'm absolutely willing to testify to the authenticity of every single one of them.
I can honestly say that. Okay, I'm not systemically racist. I'm a new racist. I never was, but now I am because you're shoving the down my throat and making allegations that you don't know about.
And says the
So when you're talking about, these allegations against me and you don't know me, I mean, I think we can learn quite a bit just what we've seen so far in the past few minutes of this video.
judge also used homophobic slurs about other elected officials.
You know,
And that's not all.
A lot of times they were conversations about sexual encounters that she's having with various individuals, I mean, in intimate detail.
Hutton says for years he felt like he had to play along, and he says for years he was afraid to speak up.
I didn't want to lose my job, and I didn't want to be in her crosshairs. It's such a David and Goliath situation. I don't have the power. I'm not elected. I could get fired tomorrow.
On May 24th, Hutton says he sent Chief Judge Linda Hallmark a notice of sexual harassment.
For 3 months, nothing happened.
That's why on
Sexual harassment. So was she harassing him? And I don't think, look, I'm not one to judge and I'm not trying to hate. Shout out to my LGBT homies. Shout out to y'all. But he might be a little bit light in the loafers. So I don't even see why she would think that he would go for what she's wanting. I don't understand why she would think that. But again, we're dealing with a big bull dagger, kind of bull in the china shop, just saying whatever. Okay, so that might be the source of all these issues.
August 22nd, Hutton says he decided to send the recordings to the Chief Justice of the State Supreme Court, Oakland County Executive David Coulter, and other public officials. And he also contacted me.
I just want to make it right. I haven't filed a lawsuit. I'm not looking for a payday. I want to keep my job and do it in peace. And I want the people in Oakland County that come to court to get a fair shake, to have their day in court, to have an unbiased trier of fact.
In that email, Hutton said Judge Ryan, quote, has vocalized her hate and contempt for various protected groups.
Now let's go back and read some of this right here. Okay, let me see. I have been sexually harassed, made to work in a toxic and hostile work environment, intimidated and retaliated against. For years, I felt I had to play along and condone this egregious behavior to lose my job, which I have no doubt is true. I've reached the point that keeping my job under these conditions is worse than losing it. More importantly, the people of our county and state deserve a fair and impartial decision maker, a bar that Kathleen A. Ryan clearly falls well short of. And you can pause this and read more. But again, I link to the video in the box if you want to see it in full without my commentary. And this email is dated Thursday, August 22nd, 24.
Said Judge Ryan, quote, has vocalized her hate and contempt for various protected groups. Once the recordings were shared with those state and county officials, Judge Ryan was removed from her docket. In a statement, County Executive Coulter said, quote, there is absolutely no place for harassment of any kind or for racist or homophobic language by anyone at Oakland County, especially by someone the public must be confident will act fairly and impartially. The alleged conduct and abhorrent comments made by Judge Ryan merited her removal from the probate court docket pending further investigation.
Is Judge Ryan fit to be on the bench?
Absolutely not. Nobody with that much hate in their heart for certain people or certain groups of people, I don't believe that they could possibly make fair, unbiased decisions regarding them.
I did reach out to Judge Kathleen Ryan to talk to her about this. Her attorneys sent me this statement that says,
so there's a little statement there talking about we're going to vindicate whatever. I'll link to the rest of the video in the box. But that's pretty much that. Yeah, man, we got some corrupt judges. I just covered the story a few weeks ago about the judge in Atlanta that locked the lady up because she was in an interracial relationship. So it don't matter. You could be a black judge and be racist, white judge and be racist. You could be corrupt without the racism. You could be a sexual harasser or whatever the case may be. But as I close, I want to say this. Any judge, anybody in a position of power that has the ability to impact your life, especially if they are not doing the right thing, then they need to get up out of there. I don't care what you identify as, what your color is, if you big, small, tall, I don't care. Do the right thing or get up out of the way. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about what happened here with Judge Kathleen Ann Ryan? Think she's a racist? You think she's a misogynist? You think she is a sexist, a homophobe? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This lady has some clear problems. Cussing like a sailor, racist comments, like everything you could do that's offensive, she's done. What I don't know is her performance on the bench, because you could be a bad person or a person that people don't like, but are you doing your job well? I don't know if she's able to do that with all she had going on. There was a lot. You don't like the gays, you don't like the blacks, you don't like this, you don't like that. You don't like a whole lot. And you sexually harassing, you beating your boyfriend up. You got a whole lot going on there. So again, I want to know from you guys if you have experienced her, if you've been in front of her in the court, you about to get locked up, you about to make big rocks, little rocks, or whatever the case may be. Have you had a good experience with her or a bad experience? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.